Hi, I'm Brian Monahan for MediabrandTV, powered by Microsoft Advertising. And I'm here with Gayle Troberman, the General Manager of Advertising and Consumer Engagement from Microsoft. Gayle and I just came off the stage here at Cannes talking about gravitational media. And Gayle, in your current life doing the advertising for Microsoft, as well as your past life at MSN founding the branded entertainment team there, you've arguably built more branded entertainment, digital branded entertainment, than anyone on the planet. And I was wondering if you could sort of share some of your key learnings about what's the right way, what's the right balance of selling and content and the right way of pure content and engagement. What are some of the things you've learned about how to make great digital entertainment, branded entertainment?
Sure. I think the first thing for me is you've really got to, you've got, as a brand, you've got to provide real value for your audience. If it's a business audience, like the show we were talking about, It's Everybody's Business with Jack and Susie Welch, it's a really busy business audience. We've got to give them information that's useful and entertaining, right? If it's a teen audience for Xbox, you've got to give them something that's just super entertaining to be worth their time. And that's where the brand comes in. The brand can provide that, that center point, that place for people to go via content. And then the next big challenge, of course, becomes now what do we do with them? We've got great content, we can amass an audience that's interested in that content, but what do you do as a brand?
So in a world where budgets live in campaigns, we start a conversation and then we hit the end of our campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good problem to have.
I know. No, it's amazing. I did a lot of branded entertainment with other companies outside of Microsoft and MSN, and it was fascinating. We kick ourselves so often. There's one big packaged goods brand, and we created this huge hit with teens for MSN and for their brand. And we ran it for a year, which is probably a long time in campaign cycles, and then we both killed it, and it was like a top teen most visited destination. And that's the thing I think as brands we have to learn now is if we're going to invest in creating a show or an experience or the exec tweets program that we've now got 200,000 business executives signed up for, they're getting content every day. When the funding for this campaign ends, I can't just walk away.
Right.
I've got to keep that dialogue going, which means we have to think differently about how we budget and how we fund things and being willing to go commit to things for the long term. And I think that's always hard as marketers.
So when you were talking about committing to things, and I know you've done a lot of this stuff, oftentimes it's hard. There's no guarantee. We're still debating about what the metrics are that sort of capture value, but there's no guarantee. I mean, do you have to just take a leap when you buy an idea, or how do you get started?
When I look at a lot of these programs, I'm pairing them with some traditional models and knowing that I'm going to get a certain level of predictable result through some of the efforts that we've been doing, the television and the print. We know how to measure that stuff, and we know pretty well how to predict results. But then when we get into this new space, I think in some ways we almost overanalyze it too fast. We either get really excited about a number, like I said, 200,000 senior level business people, and I've got them on exec tweets. Right? That's awesome, I think, and I'm excited about it. But until I figure out that next piece, and that's where the investment comes in, like figuring out how to curate that content, and how to really provide value and learn what they want from that program and how we make it better. That's going to take sticking with it. And once you take that initial leap, I think we either get too excited too quickly, then we get bored, or we don't know how to measure those numbers and we don't know if they matter, so out of the gate we start dismissing the value of the program before we learn. And it's all digital. We can keep trying how to insert our brand message or our product message.
Right.
We don't have to nail it day one.
And if we stick with it, we can get the audience there that builds the mass, that brings more people to it.
Exactly.
You mentioned curation, and on stage you actually put a call out. Gayle mentioned that she's got a job opening and for a curator for Windows. Can you describe what that position is?
I think increasingly, brand marketers are becoming curators of brands. It's not just how do we create the ads for, in this case, the job I have is for Windows. It's not just how do we create Windows advertising. It's how do we curate and assemble content and dialogues that these audiences care about and become part of what the Windows brand is and how it presents itself and how it communicates with its with its with its customers. So that's that's the job I'm looking for more and more, is for really good brand curators, not just marketers.
Wow, so exciting new times. I'm sure that's a great job. Get to do cool things. Gayle,
Hopefully.
thank you very much for joining us at
Awesome,
Con.
great, thanks, Brian.